y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, sorry, I look like someone's grandma. But today's video is going to be me doing a little get ready with me. I kind of want to keep my makeup kind of like not crazy, but kind of like natural look. So I'm gonna try to attempt that because honestly I'm not good when it comes to like doing natural makeup, but I'm gonna try. And I decided that I was gonna do a TikTok. What am I talking about? I decided that I was gonna do like a chit chat with me in a way. I kind of want to talk about relationships and like relationships in high school and being really young in relationships. I know I'm probably not the best person to give advice, but I kind of want to talk about like all the stories that I've dealt with and guys in general. You know, it doesn't hurt to talk about some guys. But yeah, let's just get started on this makeup look. And I'm gonna have to take these off, so I'm probably gonna be like really close to the mirror. I'm sorry, I'm just blind. I literally have my contacts right here, but since this whole coronavirus I haven't been able to get new prescriptions, so I hope they better give me freaking more time on my prescription because I paid $100. Do they think I'm rich? I'm like really sorry. Like honestly, like these, like, will you see me? Look at me. Like, this does not match. But you know what? Let's just forget about it. So I'm gonna be going in with my primer if I can freaking find it. Honestly, I haven't cleaned out my makeup drawers in forever, so it's kind of hard. But I'm gonna be going in with this primer. I don't know how to pronounce this. Kaja. It's at Sephora. It's a Sephora brand, so just bear with me, y'all. I don't do makeup videos, so this is kind of new. But I'm just gonna put this on my hand. So starting with relationships. Honestly, I've only been in like 2 relationships counting. I only count 1 because no shade. No, I'm not trying to throw no shade, but the other relationship I did have, it was in like 10th grade, and like it was kind of like puppy love, like wasn't really anything serious. I've learned like being so young that guys and girls too, I'm not gonna just call it guys, but I realized that guys just aren't serious. Like they only want one thing and one thing only, and I think we all know what they want. It's kind of sad to say that, but at the same time, like we're all young. Like it's okay that guys are like that horny. I'm not gonna lie, it's like fine. And it's also fine that guys be playing girls, because at the end of the day, like we're all so young still, so I mean it kind of doesn't, it matters, but at the same time it doesn't matter. I don't know, sorry y'all, I'm like trying to grab all this stuff. But yeah, my first like actual kind of relationship was in high school, and it was in 10th grade. And this relationship was based off of like being friends, I guess. And you know, when you start being friends with someone, you start developing feelings. I think that's how it works for me. Like when you're friends with someone. Oh, by the way, I'm taking soap and an eyebrow brush, and I'm gonna be brushing up my eyebrow hair. I do this because it's kind of like a base in a way, but I'm just brushing it up. It's just kind of hard explaining, but yeah, like it was a high school relationship, 10th grade. I was very young. I don't even know how old I was. I don't even know. But let's say I was like 16, I think. I believe I was 16. Yeah, I think I'm 16 at the time. I was like really young, and on top of that, like, it was nothing like crazy. I was just friends with this person, and over time I developed feelings, and that was like my actual first relationship. Like I told my parents about, and like he came over, met my parents. So I consider that like my first relationship, but it wasn't always good. I guess, you know, when you're friends with someone, you kind of don't know how to get out of that friendship mode or like friend zone, so it's kind of hard to develop like kissing them because you're like, I just saw you as a friend. But that relationship was pretty cool. It was something to start off with. And I mean, if you're like in high school, like you can't really like date anybody. I mean, like you can, but it's like not gonna be serious, I guess. I'm going in with this. I'm trying to like transition like to talking about relationships and talking about my makeup, but I'm going in with this Maybelline 24-hour fitness foundation. I'm just taking it on my hand. I'm not extra like putting on a beauty blender, all that. Like honestly, if you guys see how I do my makeup, I do it kind of bad. I'm not gonna even lie. And I kind of want to do this like makeup like very light, so I'm not gonna use too much like I would. But God, I cannot see. Like, I'm hella blind right now. Like, don't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, that was my first relationship. You know, it was just puppy love, just hanging out. Like, a little crush in a way. I was on and off with this person because I'm like, when you don't do anything bad to the person you're dating and you kind of just break up because it doesn't work out, it's kind of hard to get over them. I realize that, like, you know, it's different when someone breaks up with you. I mean, breaks up or cheats on you, then you kind of have like this anger in your inside of you and you kind of don't want to be with them anymore, I hope. But when you break up for like something not working out, it kind of like, it kind of sucks because you still want to be with that person, but it just doesn't work out. And I've been learning that, and I don't know, just like, that was like my first ever relationship. And the relationship I'm in now, I learned a lot from it, and I've actually been like more mature. Like, you know, before I would get mad at like the person I was dating because they liked a girl's picture, or they're talking to a girl, or like just some silly stuff like that. I guess I learned over the times, like, if you trust a person, you know, you don't need to be upset at them for talking to another girl. Because at the end of the day, it kind of seems like you're insecure in a way, which I do see that. So I guess I learned over time. I mean, I still do get mad, you know, like if you're being extra friendly, because I know all girls would be like, why are you being so friendly to her? Like, why? So I do get mad at that sometimes, but I haven't had an issue with that. So I feel like I have matured a lot from that. Oh, I'm taking this Fit Me foundation stick, and I'm using it as my what's it called? My contour. I'm sorry, my makeup routine seems so like not organized, but this is honestly what I do. And I'm trying to do less of it because I'm trying to make it more natural looking, but by the looks of it, it doesn't look like it's gonna be. But yeah, so like, oh my god, this seems so bad. I wish I could see what the hell I'm doing, but I cannot. If you're a girl, don't stress it. Just work. Honestly, getting a job in high school is gonna be your best bet because you're making money and you're not thinking about no boy. You're thinking about the money you're making. And if you do find someone, good for you, but I feel like a lot of people in high school just think that they need to be with somebody. Now, I'm gonna talk to you guys about some story times of me dating, not even dating, but me going on dates. A lot of my close friends know I'm like the person that ends up with the worst dates ever. I don't know exactly why this happens to me, but I honestly just, like, looking back at it, it's kind of funny. I don't really be tripping about it anymore because it's like whatever, but during the time I was like, what? So let's start off with the first story time. I was like in 9th grade, and you know, I was into boys. Like, I was really into boys, and I had started talking to this one guy, and we went to go to the movies, and I had brought my best friend with me. I don't know why. I guess I was like nervous. I brought my best friend with me, and basically, like, he was hella shy. Like, he pulled up, and I was with my best friend's parents and her, so I mean, I guess you could be shy because like that's like a lot of people, and it's like, imagine going on a date and you're like with her and her best friend and her parents. Like, it's kind of awkward. Like, you feel kind of like weird. So I get like what he was going through at the time, but he was just hella awkward and shy. So, but I was like, you know what, let me chill, let me give him some time to kind of like get comfortable, you know. But again, it was my first time hanging out with him. We went to the same school, but I've never seen him, didn't have a class with him. It was kind of like online, like how school, like all this random stuff. And this guy just, oh shit, this guy just does not want to talk to me. Like, he just literally is just like make like one word answers, like, oh, it's good, yeah, it's cool, and then sometimes he wouldn't even answer me. Like, he would just leave me there hanging. Like, I would ask him, like, do you have any siblings, and he wouldn't answer. And I'm like, okay, maybe we're just, oh, by the way, I'm taking y'all, I suck, I'm taking the Born This Way concealer in, shit, I don't even know, warm beige, and I'm using it for my under eyes. I usually use a lighter one, but since I want to go for a more natural, I'm gonna use this color. So I was thinking, like, maybe like he just doesn't want to talk because obviously we're watching a movie. But keep in mind, the movie hasn't even started. The movie hasn't even started. Like, and I was out there like trying to talk to him. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let him be for a little bit. So I stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to him. Yeah, I stopped talking to him because I'm not gonna try. Like, you know, girls expect not to try on dates, but like I actually try, and I actually try to talk. So we're talking, and like he doesn't say anything, and the movie ends, and I'm like, at this point I'm like over him, like, goodbye, peace out, I don't want to talk to you ever again. You just ruined my day, you're wasting my time. I was literally trying to talk to him, and he didn't talk to me. And the movie's over, and this is at the mall. The movie's inside the mall. So after I'm like, you know, I'm trying to get rid of him, by the way. I'm like, oh, bye, because I was gonna go shopping. Like, I did not come to this mall for no reason. So I was like, okay, bye, like, talk to you later. Like, just kidding. I wasn't gonna text him. I was just saying that just like be like goodbye. And he was like, where are you going? Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go shopping with her and her parents. He was like, oh, okay, like, I'll come. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want you to come. Like, you're weird as hell. And he ends up coming, and homeboy is just like, I'm shopping, and he's just standing there, like, following me like a lost dog at this point. Still isn't talking to me, and he's still on his phone. And I'm trying to like give him a chance, like, oh, do you think this is cute? And he's like, yeah, it's cute. Goes on his phone, is like just following me, and at this point I want him to leave me alone. So I go, and then I check out my clothes that I wanted to buy, and then I lied to him, and I said, oh, like, we're gonna leave now. And then he was like, oh, okay, like, I'm gonna leave too. So he ends up leaving, but I stayed at the mall shopping. And then a couple of hours later, the homeboy texts me and says, I had so much fun with you today, like, let's do this again. And I texted him because I'm like, I'm kind of blunt. I should have said, how was that fun if you didn't talk to me the whole time? And he really gave me the excuse and said, oh, sorry, it's because my knee was hurting. And I texted him back, like, didn't know that knees and mouth were connected. And from there, like, I just ghosted him because that's like weird. But that was one of my date stories. The second one I'm about to tell y'all, basically same concept. I started talking to this guy on the internet, and he went to my school, and this was like junior year for me. And I started to get to know him, and I started liking him actually. Like, I don't know. I don't want it to seem like I like all these guys, but I was just talking to them. I was just getting to know them. I really didn't develop those type of feelings yet, but I decided to hang out with him, and I actually got in an argument with my parents because my parents wanted to meet him. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to see how I look. My parents actually wanted to meet him, but I was like, no, because I kind of felt from the start that he wasn't going to be like a type to bring home to your parents. Just not because of his appearance, but just like you feel it with the guy. Like, you feel if they're polite, you feel if they're going to be well with your parents. You just feel all of that. And at this point, I felt like this guy wasn't going to be like that, but I wanted to hang out with him to give it a chance, you know? And you know, my parents wanted to meet him, of course, because I mean, I'm still young, and they're not gonna let me go out with just any guy. So they did meet him, which I was hella pissed because I don't want my parents to meet some guy that's like not even, doesn't even have his stuff together. And it's like, and when I say stuff together, like, it's not even just like a job or a car, just like your mindset. Like, I could tell like his mindset wasn't all there. So I was like really skeptical about that, and I didn't want them to meet them, but they ended up picking him up. Excuse me. We went to go eat, and everything was fine. Everything was cool. We were talking, he complimented me, he said I was so pretty. Everything was fine. But then this is where the part guys be messing up, and I get it, you know, like, I'm sorry to the guys, but girls expect you to pay on the first date. That's just something you do. If you ask a girl on a date, you pay. If a girl asks you on a date, then maybe she'll pay, but then why would a girl want to ask you on a date and pay? Like, but everything was fine from the beginning. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was cool. Then when we stopped eating, when we were done, this is when the check comes out, and this is when you really find out who they are and what type of guy they are, if they're a gentleman or not a gentleman. And the check came out. Let me tell you guys something. I was testing him. So I pulled out my card because, you know, I just be pulling out my card to see, like, if the guy's going to be like, oh, put it away, like, I got you. or they're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna pay. So I was testing him, and this guy really failed. Like he really failed. Oh, by the way, I'm doing like strokes up. I want to try to do like natural brows, but we'll see if it works. This guy really got me messed up. He really said, I took out my card and he was like, I don't want to give too much details because then this person might watch my video and he's gonna know. And I'm not trying to throw shade out there. It's just like a funny situation. He was like, I pulled out my card and then he started saying like, I'm trying to remember, y'all, because I'm trying to give you some accurate information. He literally, I pulled out my card and then he was like, oh, we're paying separate. Already when he said that, I'm like, damn, like you're giving me the option to pay, like you didn't even want to pay for it. And I know people are tight on money, like I get it and I understand, but like why are you out if you don't have the money to pay for both of us? Whatever. He was like, oh, so you're we're paying separate, and I was like, oh, I guess. And then he was like, okay, that's fine, like that's cool and all. And he's like really chill, so like he didn't really show much emotion, but he was like, okay, that's cool, like we could pay separate. So like, yeah, that's fine. And then he like gives me my card back, so I'm like, I kind of get happy. I'm like, ooh, this guy's a gentleman, like he put my card back and now he's gonna pay. Wrong. That guy said, can you hold your card for a second so I can get my cash? Then he said, okay, give me your card. Puts it on top. And I'm basically paying for myself. He's paying for himself. So I'm like, whatever. I mean, I kind of understand because it's like not a date, but it is a date. But then we're just friends. But then we're also talking. But still, you didn't pay for me. And I was, at that moment, I was hella sad. I was like, damn, like, I really had high expectations for you, dude. But you failed me. So then, that's not even the worst part. The money comes back. Homeboy says, are you gonna pay for tip? Am I gonna pay for tip? Me. When you have all that cash in your freaking wallet and you're expecting me to pay for the tip. But what did I do, y'all? I paid for the tip because at that moment I knew that I'm done with him. He's not a gentleman. And I could, like, it's not just paying for a girl that makes you a gentleman. It's just offering to pay, or like, you know, like you can tell when someone's genuine, and this guy just wasn't it. And you know, my parents from the start, they were like, I do not like him. Like they gave me so much doubt about him, and I defended a person that I thought that, you know, had everything. But I should listen to my parents. That guy wasn't it. But this is where I messed up. Then he wants to hang out again. This time we go to do something fun, and what does he do? Doesn't pay for me again. So I'm like, I expected this already, whatever. I'm just trying to like have a good time and go do this activity, like a second date. And at this point he gains like my parents like they kind of like him now, and I'm kind of happy. And I don't know why I gave him a second chance. I don't know why, but I think at this time I was so desperate. I'm not the type to be like, I wasn't desperate for you. Like if that's how I was, then I'm gonna say it, that I was desperate. So at this time I really believe that I was like so desperate for him, and I just wanted somebody, like I just wanted to date somebody. So I went on a second date with him, and he proved me right. He basically did the same thing he did on the first date. And y'all want to know something? Y'all want to know something funny? He has the audacity to drop me. He dropped me. And he basically dumped me, but we're not even dating. Like, we're in the talking stage, getting to know each other stage. And he told me that he doesn't think it's gonna work out. And I totally respect that, because he actually told me that instead of ghosting me. But at the same time, he still didn't do it the right way. Homeboy, like, made me feel stupid. Like, I literally texted him almost every day, hugged him, you know, walked him to his class, walked me to my class. And I felt so stupid that I did that, because he ended up dropping me the next day. And then guess what? 2 months later, guess who decides to text me again? Him. Talking about, do you want to hang out? Do you want to hang out at lunch? No. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. Or I played with him a little bit, and I said, like, I'm not even a player, but guys, sometimes they be deserving it. He was like, do you want to hang out? And I would be like, sure. But do I ever fall through? No, I've never fall through. So that was one story, and I guess basically he cut me off just to try to get me back, but I don't want him anymore, and I'm glad. this was at work. My coworkers, like, it was like a mutual friend. I don't want to say too much, but he basically found my Instagram, followed me, and, you know, started texting me. And his profile picture looks sketchy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, who is this guy? And I was actually debating if I should text him back or not. But I did text him back, and I just said, hey. And he was like really nice. Like, hey, what's up? Like, what's your name? Like, where are you from? Like, all this stuff. Like, just general information. And I just started talking to him, too. Like, oh, I'm here. And he asked me, like, where do I work? I asked him where did he work. And I just got to know him a little bit. And we started talking on the phone for like a while, like maybe 3 weeks in, because there was no intention of talking to this guy. Like, I just wanted to be his friend, you know. But he had other intentions, and I guess I started to feel the same way, you know. And I don't want you guys to think I'm a hoe, because I'm not a hoe. I just was talking to different guys, and I never reached a dating point because it just never got there, which I'm really glad it never got there. But I was just talking to him, getting to know him, and we started to, you know, FaceTime. He was hella nice, but the only issue with him was he was moving hella fast, like really fast. And I did not like that because he would call me babe, and I'm sitting there like, I'm not your babe. I didn't even know how to tell him. I was just like laugh, like, oh, but I was not his babe. So he kept calling me babe. I'm like, hell no, I'm not your babe. And I get more information on him through my, I'm so dumb. I hate myself. I get more information on him through mutual friends. I kind of ask him like, oh, what is this guy, like, what's his intentions, you know, just to know who I'm talking to. And everyone says he's a good guy. I'm like, oh, that's my homie. So I'm like, okay, that's your homie then. I'll talk to him. But this guy was like moving way too fast. Like, he really tried to get me to go to his prom. And I get it, like, you need a prom date, like, sure. But on top of that, he was trying to get me to sleep at some Airbnb with him, with his friends. And that's where I was like, I'm fine. And I don't even know him like that. Like, I just talked to him for like 3 weeks, and he already wants me to sleep in the Airbnb with him. And you guys should already know why he wants it. No, like, you cannot tell me he doesn't want one thing, because that's exactly what he wanted. And I could tell because the way he talks to me is like, it's not even like, there's guys that are generous and want to get to know you, and there's guys that just want that. You could just tell. So like, he would like talk to me like, come to the Airbnb after, like, come to work. And I'm telling him like, no, I can't, like, my mom. I'm making excuses, and also I'm not like that. I'm not gonna sneak out. So that was one thing. And then, you know, he kept bugging me to hang out, and I didn't want to hang out with him because I didn't take him seriously, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I did not take homeboy seriously. But I was like feeling bad, so you know what, I was like, and I actually did want to hang out with him, so I did. So one day after work, I'm like, come to my work, and like, I can hang out with you for like only 30 minutes, like, that's it. And he came, and I was happy because, like, you know, a guy actually like drove from home and came to my work just to hang out with me and talk to me for only 30 minutes. And the first time we hung out, it was in his car. I know, a bad mistake, but I made sure nothing happened. It was in his car, and we're just like talking and getting to know each other. And damn it, I said natural, and I'm not. Ugh, I hate myself. I say natural, but I don't enter natural. You guys want to know the crazy thing is, when he texted me on DM and I started to realize who he was, I actually took his order one time. Like, right before I like started talking to him, I actually took his order one time, and I realized that he was kind of rude. Like, he didn't say much, and that's rude to me. So I had filmed like a whole part to this like story this last like third day, excuse me. But I honestly did not want to put it in just because like the details were just like way too much, and I just I just wanted to leave it out. But basically, he tried to kiss me, and still tried to kiss me after I tried to leave, and I did leave, but it was just basically he was just being too touchy and trying to kiss me. That's all. So I'm like, I gotta go now, and then he like walks me to my car, so I'm like, okay, he's being a gentleman again. No, that was not the case. Yeah, he opens the back door, and he's looking at it, and I'm like, what are you looking at? He was like, nothing, I'm just looking if there's room. I already know why he's looking there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave. He tries to give me a hug again, and I just give him like a side hug, and that's it. And at that point, I'm done talking to him. Like, he's hella weird. And I was talking to my parents about him, and they kind of convinced me that I kind of played him, which I don't know how, because I guess I didn't take him seriously, you know. So I started feeling bad. Don't want to blame my parents for this decision, but I felt bad too, so I decided to go hang out with him. And guess what, y'all? All of a sudden, he's a different person. All of a sudden, he was sweet. He was a sweet guy. But all of a sudden, he changed, and he became cold-hearted. And we went to go watch a movie, actually. Yeah, but I can say that I have gotten played by guys before, and I'm not afraid. Some girls are like, they didn't play me, I played you. No, they played me. And it's sad. It's sad that they played me, because I, like, really? Come on. But you know what? I'm glad they played me, because I realized that when they play me, not trying to sound cocky, because I'm not like that, but I realized when they try to play me, they come back like 3 months later talking about, like, I want to talk, I want to be with you. And I'm like, sorry, no thanks. That's the fun part about it all. When someone plays you and they want you back, but you're like, nah, I'm cool. So, like, even to this day, I know now, like, my worth. So, guys, you know, they probably did talk to other girls while talking to me, and I probably did think that I was the only girl. But at the end of the day, like, I was smart, and I'm never the type to stick around after you play me. Like, I'll leave and I'll never come back, because that's how I am. But in the moment, like, I'm pretty sure guys that were talking to me were talking to other girls. And that's fine, because at the end of the day, I'm not even talking to any of those guys. I'm actually with someone else. And it's fine. At the end of the day, I'm really glad that I got the chance to talk to these guys and kind of know what I want. We're all young. Like, I don't hold it against them. Even though they kind of played me, I don't hold it against them, because everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad it happened for a reason. Right, y'all, this is my final makeup look. I'm trying to get you guys a little taller than this, because this is my final makeup look. It's something new for me. Usually I would wear lashes, but I'm really lazy right now, and I just keep it simple. I think the eyeliner does it justice. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in no way was this meant to bash anyone, because that's not who I am. It was just fun, and like, just fun to explain and like tell these like stories about all these dates that I've been on. And when I say all, I haven't even been on a lot of dates. Don't talk to a lot of guys. Only dated 2 guys, so I don't want you guys to think I'm some hoe out here when I'm not. But yeah, this was all fun and games, and if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I had to let my ladies know what you did to me. But yeah, we're still young. We live and we learn. No hard feelings. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys can kind of relate. And I've been on a roll lately, so if you have any video ideas you want me to film, comment down below, either with me or my boyfriend. I've been wanting to do a video with my boyfriend for a long time now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and till next time, see you guys later.